What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another collaboration. And you know, when you see that pretty lady right there on the right side, because like she makes me, I'm dusty, but when she's here, I definitely a little bit less dusty. So I'm gonna let her explain who she is and what her channel is about. Go ahead.
Hey everybody, my name is Brandy and I have a YouTube channel called It's Brandy the Show B, and I'm happy to be back discussing this topic with O'Shea. It's going to be fun and entertaining, and yeah, so let's go.
All right, give her a round of applause. So Brandy, not only is she, you know, very, very good looking, as you can tell.
He ain't lying.
But she's innovative in what some things are going to happen in YouTube. And we had a really good, successful collaboration about 3 weeks ago. It got a lot of views, right? It did very, very well. And that topic was talking about colorism. Yeah. And they was mad in the comments, some of them. But today we want to talk about, we talked about, doing like a little matchmaking thing that we're going to try to do to get all these people's money and stuff like that, right? What I've noticed is you have people like Kendra G. You have shout out to Melanie King, and then obviously before that, April Mason. You had these kind of professional matchmakers in Black America, largely female, that were trying to match up Black women's needs to somebody that's a good compliment for them as a man. So some of these ladies are professional. They live in nice metropolitan Black areas like Atlanta, DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia. But then some of these ladies have some expectations, but they do have children. Now, before I let you respond, when I was coming up, I think you're a little bit younger than me, a lot younger than me. But when I was coming up, it was almost normal for a lot of Black men to just like date a woman that had kids. In fact, I know ladies that was married, 2 and 3 times in the 90s and 80s, and that was not uncommon. Mm-hmm. Now it seems to be somewhat of a discrimination against women that have kids in the last 10 years in Black America. And then with the emergence of people like Kevin Samuels in the manosphere community, you see some pushback. So in the dating world, where are single mothers in the Black community? Do they have market for what they're looking for, and if so, why?
I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to find a mate when you have children. Having children is a natural part of being a woman, right? I think sometimes the expectations though might be a little bit unrealistic. I don't have any children, so I don't want to, I don't want to like try and, I don't want to try to like say what someone's standard should be, but I mean, if I had kids, the focus would be on my children, right? And trying to find the right match for me, with children. So I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Like women who have kids have been discriminated against, and it's kind of sad, actually.
Why is it sad?
It's sad because, like I said, I mean, it's a natural part. Having children is a natural part of being a woman, and even for men too. It's a natural part of being a human. And I don't think people should be discriminated against for having children. I think if a person who does not have kids is wanting to date someone with kids, that can be kind of challenging.
Okay, so let me just say this. So that's a good point. So somebody who has no kids, right? Dating somebody with kids. So let me kind of talk about this. And Black men, if you are there, press 1 if you heard this before. Back in my days, like I didn't really have a problem with women that had kids, but I would sometimes ask ladies, well, what kind of men do you date? She's like, I don't date men with kids, even though they had kids.
Yeah.
And you would be like, well, why is that? Well, because I don't want to deal with no baby mama drama. So it could be literally with a lady that had 1 or 2 kids. And guys, if you heard this before, press 1. And so, and now like in, being over 40 now, and, kind of looking back at what's going on in the market now, guys don't want, one of the things, it's not about necessarily the kids themselves all the
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
but these ass baby daddies, like, that is a whole other issue. And
Yeah.
it's, can you, like, let me just say this. Yeah, I done had dudes call my phone. She's saying that, she could be using you to make this dude jealous all of a sudden, like, post a picture with you and the kid on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? And if you're doing better than the guy, all of a sudden now you got beef, not only with him, and now his friends, and some petty shit like that. And
Yeah.
so a lot of guys don't kind of want to deal with that. It's not like, okay, that you have kids and that your kids are bad or whatever, but it's like, what about the baby daddy drama? Have you heard situations happening like that? What, people that stuff like that?
Yeah, I have. I have family members who's dealt with, baby daddy drama. It's a situation where, um, a family member of mine, she got a divorce from her husband, and her new husband treats her, very well and better than her ex husband did. And, the ex husband got upset. The ex husband got upset because she actually moved on. And so he created like havoc on the relationship because he saw that they were in a good relationship. So it's that kind of situation too, jealousy, you know. It's a challenge. It's a challenge dating a person with kids,
Okay.
involving the baby daddy drama and the baby mama drama.
Okay, and so not only that is just like, have you seen some of these Tinder profiles by any chance? Like,
No,
have you ever seen my show Hit the Wall and Still Entitled
I
before?
haven't. I gotta watch it.
I'm not saying all sisters are like this, but
Yeah.
I do feel like women who have children, and I've seen this on Kendra G's show,
Mhm.
they don't feel as if their market value has diminished in the dating market. So they still feel like, okay, I have just as much value in the dating market as I did before I had kids. And I mean, nothing wrong with somebody having that self esteem.
Right.
But, the reality is like, okay, let's say, for example, I want to go to, all right, let's say we meet, you were dating somebody and you had a kid. All right, baby, let's go to the Maldives for the weekend or for a week. That'd be a great trip, right? It's a nice place to go. But
Yeah.
I can't because I don't have a babysitter or something like that. And then so it's challenging because a lot of times, a lot of women that have kids in our community, the father may not be active in the relationship. She may not have a lot of family support.
Mhm.
So when you want to establish some kind of relationship with this young lady, she's busy, she's at work, and if you're a guy that might be in the working class, and this is no shot at brothers in the working class because guys in working middle class, urban middle class, guys that represent the workforce in America.
Mhm.
The less money you have, you're probably willing to take that. I think that the problem with women is that the women with the 3 kids, they're looking for a guy to potentially come in and say, well, I want you to provide for these kids that are not yours, and then also possibly you play second or third fiddle because my kids come first. And I'm wondering for guys, let's say who don't have kids, what what is it that they're going to get from a situation like that, in your opinion?
I think when you're approaching a woman who has kids or interested in dating a woman who has kids, I mean, I think things like that should be discussed. I think the expectations should be discussed. And I mean, if the woman has unrealistic expectations, then run away from the situation. That's what I would suggest. But yeah, I think something like that should be talked about at the very beginning of the relationship. So.
So let's talk about you know um, market value. I mean,
Mhm.
because you don't have kids,
No.
and let's say for some sisters, like in these cities, Atlanta,
Mhm.
Philly, Charlotte, Houston. I've never been to Atlanta before, but what I can understand, it's like
You
one of those places where people come from. Yeah, I'm gonna come out. Don't worry, but I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna call you. It's a lot of black women there that come from all over the black world, not just America, but you have your African section that's there. You got people that are transplants. So it's a lot of women there.
Yeah.
And then you have not as many, from what I understand, I don't know how true it is, but not as many men in comparisons to the women. And then some of the men, don't get mad, there is those brothers out there that's doing something else. We just leave it at that, right? Okay. So the men in Atlanta, because I saw the Soul City 84, because he told me, he's like, man, I was in Atlanta and it was like, yo, bro, it was like I had like 2 or 3 dates lined up with some good looking sisters, man. It was like I could never get that in Minneapolis. So it's like, okay, if the brothers that coming from other places are going out to Atlanta and they get in love, but they might not even get in their own city. How does a woman that has kids compete with women like you that don't got kids? Other women from all across, New York, Cali, chicks out there, chicks from Africa and all that kind of stuff that are also looking for men. What is their competition in the market against ladies like yourself who, you don't have babies, and there's a lot of ladies out there that don't have kids. How do single moms in a situation in the city like that, the Detroits of the world and Atlanta's, how are they going to be able to keep up against ladies that don't have kids?
I just think it depends on where you are, like you said, and what the expectations are. I think a person with kids should probably date someone with kids because it's gonna be kind of like, I don't know, it's like it's a commonality, I guess, and like both people could be on the same page if they both have kids and they probably have the same expectations. But I mean, there's people ready to be stepdaddies, stepmom out here, and every situation is not toxic, right? So I don't know, as far as the competition, I don't really know. Like for myself, I don't really date men with kids. I mean, I have in the past, but they only have like one kid, one baby mama, so I'll do that. But I don't know, just too many. If you've got too many baby mamas, too many kids, it can be a lot.
Okay. So what I mean, like, what have you seen though? Let's say, for example, some of these dating shows. I mean, I know you watch. Do you watch Kendra G sometimes?
I don't really watch. I mean, I've seen like clips.
Okay, those clips.
Yeah, I've seen
those clips are powerful. So because do you think? Let me just, before I kind of go into that question. Definitely, there are black men, because the guys in, let's say, in the manosphere community, that's probably a small percentage of black men, although I think there's some, continuity in how some black men may feel. But all in all, do you think, number one, that black men, there are many black men out there who don't mind dating a woman that has kids?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, especially from what I've seen online, memes and things like that, if a woman looks good, because men are very, physical. If a woman looks good, got a big old booty, got a nice body, then they're gonna make an exception.
Okay, let's talk. So let's talk about that. That's a very, 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 very strong point. Okay, so let's talk about the exception to the rules, because obviously, as my old basketball coaches tell me, rules are made to be broken, right? So there are some rule breakers, and we saw it with somebody like Sierra and Russell Wilson.
Right.
What was so much different from something like Sierra and Russell Wilson and these ladies out there who can kind of break these rules because they look very nice? What kind of woman breaks the rules that can still get what was considered maybe a high value, high earning black man? Who can break these rules?
I mean, I think when you focus on like a person's personality, right, and where they are in their life, and if they're non-toxic, of course it can work. You know what I mean? But if you meet somebody who has kids and it's just drama, they don't have no control over their kids, they're just toxic, then of course that type of situation is not going to work. You mentioned Sierra and Russell. I think Sierra was, she had one kid at the time, right, for Future. And I think it was a situation where, she was really looking for love, and it seems like Sierra, you might disagree, but it seems like Sierra is a very submissive woman, right? And I think Russell probably liked that. And so I think in that situation, it worked out well. He didn't
Okay.
mind being stepdaddy to her kid, because he looked at her first, and rather than her with a kid, is what I'm saying.
Okay. I think that probably Russell Wilson liked Sierra as a singer before he was even popular.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, oh my God, if I ever had the chance to date her, I would. That's what I kind of think. Because Sierra was just, you know, superstar, right?
Yeah.
So that helps. But
Yeah. Right.
also, I think with the single moms is because it's life, you get what you negotiate. A lot of these ladies who are single moms, they don't have a lot of active positioning into the dating pool or dating markets. Like I've been seeing somebody like Sierra.
Mhm.
She's impacted the industry to a certain level where she can have a shot at some of these dudes like Future. The
Right.
the, the normal chick in Atlanta, let's say she's fine like Sierra. Can she even get to see Future? Because there's a lot of good looking ladies like her in Atlanta, right? But
Mhm.
how can you get a guy like that to take you seriously? Because you're nowhere near that industry, or you're nowhere near, and I'm talking about outside of being an IG model or something like that, because
Yeah.
that's a little bit different. But I think a lot of ladies that they say they want these men, and I think that there's some brothers out there that will date a single mom, or they don't have kids. But these ladies are not trying to position themselves. Another thing too, I wanted to show you is that maybe we could put this video here. It's going on TikTok. We'll have the editor put it in. But there is this viral video going around of a young lady saying that she's going to these mixers,
Okay.
and women are showing up and men are not.
Oh.
So that's been going on for years, right? And I was literally like, God damn, these women are fine. I mean, those women are fine. As I'm thirsty, so I would have been there with my debit card trying to buy some water bottles. What? But you see, like a lot of these things for a lot of ladies. Okay, they're going on these Tinder apps or Plenty of Fish.
Hmm.
Probably a lot of high quality guys there. Then they go to these mixers. Those dudes are not probably there. Then they go to churches. Come on now, we know niggas ain't at churches, whatever, right? So it's like, um, these particular people are turned into people like possibly us, Kendra G, to try to, it's like, okay, because they tried everything else. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're trying to, because Tinder is not working for everybody.
Right.
Match is not working for everybody. So these ladies that are maybe in the working class or in the middle class, something like that, for some reason they can't even get to the right guy
Hmm.
for whatever reason it is. I don't know if it's like because they have attraction to a certain kind of guy, maybe the guy they got pregnant by and it didn't work out.
Hmm.
But what do you think is going on with this mate selection? And are these women turning down guys that were potentially good guys and they just don't like them, or they don't know how to match their needs?
Yeah, I think. I think it's tough when I don't have any kids, right? But I think it can be tough. I would imagine that it is tough trying to date with children or a child. Um, there are plenty of people who are willing to date
Mm-hmm.
a woman with kids. Plenty of
Right,
guys, and vice
right.
versa. Um, because I've seen it. I know personally a woman who had 4 kids by a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and she was able to find a high value man with 4 kids. So it's not impossible. And I want to say, I don't actually know how they met. I want to say they met at through a friend of a friend.
Okay, it's not impossible, but it's not also very likely, but it is possible.
Oh yeah, it's possible. It's possible. And I think
Likely,
sometimes, go
maybe
ahead.
not as much, maybe not as much, but
Not as much, but I think I think the expectation might be a little high on certain things.
mm-hmm,
I think if
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think if we focus on the most important things, right? If a woman with kids focus on the most important things out of a guy, or vice versa, if the man focuses who has kids focuses on the on the most important things in a woman, I think they would find a match. But if we're just kind of focusing on standards that are unrealistic, like I don't know, the man has to make a certain amount of money or something,
Mm-hmm.
then of course you're not going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say this: there's also this problem, where I've seen this is to be a big issue where a woman has kids, and there is this discussion about how much this other person can discipline the kids, and I don't know what that really means. If discipline means I'm a you know you're on restriction, or if I'm like gonna whoop you. I don't think anybody does whooping thing anymore. I don't know. It's like in the 80s and 90s where go pick your switch out there in the backyard.
Yeah.
But I think that's another issue because you know uh, most men don't want to be in a situation where okay, you're asking me to help you raise this child.
Mhm.
Because you have the trick of, oh, I don't need you to help me take care of my kid. I can do it for myself. And then there you go, like you're taking the kid everywhere, you're buying school clothes, you're buying food, and like yeah, you are taking care of the kid. But then
Right.
the kid is disrespecting the mother or whatever. You're trying to step in, and then like, oh, you can't talk to him that way, or you can't discipline this kid, or you have a kid with her, and you can discipline your kid, but not the other kid that's in the house. So a lot of guys are like, well, what's the point of me stepping in and put my efforts if you're not gonna let me be a man, and like if I'm leading you both or I'm not. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of guys. Because I don't think a lot of guys are just so against. I mean, some guys are against it now, but because some of us have been raised by stepdads or whatever, but it
Mhm.
was a time to do a little bit different at that time. And now it's like the ladies want these guys to come and help raise their kids, but like if my kid is messing up, you can't tell them shit. So a lot of guys are like, okay, well, since I can't tell your kids nothing, then I'm not going to deal with you at all. And I think that's an issue. Um,
It
what
is.
do you think about that?
It is. That's a tricky situation, O'Shea, being a disciplinarian to someone else's kids. And again, it goes back to expectations. You know, that's something that needs to be talked about in the beginning stages of a relationship. How do you feel about me disciplining your kids? How is the child's father in their life? Would they be okay with that? Um, so I was in a situation where my mom remarried when I was in my early teens or whatever. But I had a very good relationship with my dad, so I didn't really need that. So I think that plays a factor as well. Like if the child's father is active in the child's life, I think that can be a huge difference in how the child is going to be disciplined as well. You know what I mean? But if the child's father is not in its life, um, then all bets are off. I mean, the step dad or the stepmom should have an active role in disciplining the child. That's how I feel.
Okay, so I guess like in general, because we do have like a lot of single moms in the black community, and you have a lot of black men that don't have kids, and you have more black women and less black men. So I guess in general, and I mean I know that people are not gonna like this. What are these black single moms who want to be married with all the constraints? What are they bringing to the table in the black dating world to black men who usually may not have any kids to get him to be able to say, "I want to marry you"? What is it gonna take for what do these women need to do to be able to get somebody to pop the question to them and want to be their husband?
I mean, I think if a woman is showing that she's really, caring for her children and she's being that strong woman, I think that says a lot right there, especially if you're, raising your kids and, teaching them certain values, how to be good people, all of that kind of stuff. I think a guy should really take that into consideration when choosing a woman like that, because I think that's important. I mean, if a woman is going out every night, sending the baby to the babysitter, I mean, that's not a good indication that she'll be a good wife. I don't think. But if you meet a woman who is taking care of her business and focusing on her kids and doing her thing, then I think that's a good indication that she'll be a good wife.
Because she's doing what? No, that means she's being a good mom. That's gonna be different. No, being a good wife is completely different than you're taking care of your kid. That's nice, but no, you number one. Are you? I'm old school.
You're old school.
I'm just gonna say this. If because I'm not no punk ass man, all right. If you agree that you're gonna fuck with me, okay, you seeing the kind of man I am. I don't want to hear I don't want to come home to no shit in your mouth. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna deal with that. Number one, I don't have to. You know what I mean? I think it's where I think a lot of guys, a lot of women, they want to have some credit for, okay, you take care of your business, you take care of your kid, that means you're gonna take care of me. No, it don't mean that. And a lot of guys is like, wait a minute, no. What efforts? Because you're gonna want me to do a lot of shit. I'm gonna be paying bills with this mother. You're gonna be crying on your period, I gotta take care of you. And then I had a chick before that was on the period and she had migraines. Talk about double Satan at the same time. Slide the food under the door and run. I used to deal with that. I'm serious. It's you dealing with them on their period, and women on their period. It's brothers press 2. If you know what I'm talking about, it's not easy. Okay, them periods, they're mother. Okay, so then I'm dealing with this child that's not mine. The child may love him. What? Women have to look at these. Stop looking at these black men as a utility, as if they're just there. You have to do something to get him, because he's the one gonna make your wife. Okay. And that's the problem in the dating world, that you seeing it from the unilateral. Like, okay, well, I did this and I went to school and I did, so that should make me a good mate. And guys, you should think that until we found out that it don't. It's like, wait a minute now, like. That doesn't mean that she understands her role or what she's supposed to do, or we're gonna have problems. Go ahead.
That's one thing I have disagreed with. I don't think I don't think having a degree is gonna make somebody be a good wife, or that's something I am in agreement with. But yeah, I mean, I think if the woman is showing that she can care for her man, like cater to him. I don't see anything wrong with catering to your man. Cooking and cleaning and doing all that stuff. I believe in gender roles, so I'm old school in that manner. So yeah, I think if a woman is taking care of her man and she's showing him that she can take care of him and the kids, I mean, of course the kids are gonna come first. That's just, she has kids. But I think if a woman can balance the two relationships, which I think is very possible, then it can work.
I'm not trying to get canceled, but we're gonna talk about that. The my kids come first mentality. I get that.
Yeah.
But when you get with this kid, when you get with this man, whoever he is, what if he says something like, my mama always comes first? Most women are not gonna like that.
He ain't lying.
I mean, we're gonna be real.
That's different, O'Shea.
But no. It's still a family member, right? It's somebody that helped him get to where he is.
Your mama needs to get a man.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with taking care of your mom. Okay.
Okay. But let's just say something like that, because it's her kids come first. It could be nobody wants to hear, because she's gonna want to be number one in this man's life. Period. Okay. This What we're talking about. It's like, okay, well, you want to know why like, a lot of people in the black community not getting married no more? Is because we need to have conversations like this. No man worth his weight in gold, and we understand that you have this child and you love this child because you carried it. We get that. But the last thing that a man wants to hear is you're a secondary person. Because you know why? Especially in our community, men have always been secondary. Okay? Because you can go to other communities. And I've even seen this with single moms of other communities. Now, obviously, they love their kid, but what the woman is going to do is that man is going to feel like he is the most number one important person in the household. He's going to be a man, you know. And it's almost like I see with some of these sisters is like, you know, there's a difference. Like if a woman gets some education, and this is outside of kids, but it's just kind of the mentality. You know, woman gets a PharmD, you know, medical doctorate, dentist, or something like that, whatever high powered degree or whatever education skill she gets. All right, it automatically that entitles her to have some sort of an alpha male sort of mindset, and that you know, in the relationship and in the house, and those two things are, you know, kind of joined at the. It's kind of kind of joined at the hip. Ladies in other communities, they can separate the fact that I'm a doctor in the morning, and when I come home at night, my role is something different than what I was doing at work. And so what I'm seeing is that, you know, okay, I'm a single mom, and it's all I hear about myself, but you know, yeah, my kid's still gonna come first, and I'm gonna marry you, and maybe sometimes, you know, you my third or fourth option. As if a man is going to be like, well, I've been looking to sign up for that all my life. A guy who don't have to deal with that is not going to put up with that. Like, what? You're going to be, who are you talking to? I'm going to be what? You take your ass over there. You know what I mean? And you'd be surprised. And a lot of times, a lot of, you know, women that have kids, that they're more expensive too. That's another thing too. Women gotta understand that.
That's true.
Women who are older or have children are more expensive than younger women. For example, you get a woman that's 22. She might not be as mature. Like I would enjoy a mature conversation with you because you know you have more life experience. But if you're dating a man, you're looking for a man that got a house, that got a business. You're trying to go to the Maldives. Okay, it's time to go get the Gucci sandal store in Miami. You're ready to spend that. Let's charge the black card up. All right. Now, if you have a kid, now my black card is double the amount. Right? It's the truth. So you cost me more money economically than this woman that don't got kids is. So all these things is adding up, and we're doing this show not to shit on anybody, but to let women understand how men think. You know.
Yeah.
So you cost me more money. I'm going to be in a lower position, and then I'm not as valued because you already have kids, which I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I'm still required to go out here and hustle every day, take care of you and the kid that ain't mine, and you're still going to give me second class service. Most guys are like, that. I'm not dealing with that. So I think that what women need to understand is that have children with that attitude, you're not going to find nobody because you're competing against women. No matter how much you think your value has not diminished, you're talking about women in their prime. If you live in Atlanta, Clark, Spelman, you know, you got women out there that's looking real good, and they coming from different families, and they ain't got no kids, and they want a man just like you want a man, and you know, a little bit more open to the world, not as much baggage. It's competition. It's hard, and a lot of sisters don't understand that, and they need to have their mindset open to how the world really works.
Yeah.
Maybe you can build on that.
Well, I mean, I think, I don't know, O'Shea, there's plenty of men out here doing it though. So I think as long as there are men who are willing to, you know, be with a woman with kids, I think it's always going to be possible.
No, it's possible. Yeah. But what I'm saying is this: what kind of these men do these ladies want? These women are looking for. Let's say if you make $100,000 a year, you're a woman, a single mom. You're looking for a man that makes $100,000 or more a year, also.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about here is not that the fact that it's not possible, but those women for the guys that are possible will probably reject those dudes. These women are looking for guys who are top performing, whether they have kids or not. No woman with kids is saying, "I want the dude making $40,000 a year because that's all I can get." No woman's going to believe that,
Right. Right.
right? Especially black women. So, and if you think that a guy that has opportunities, like Drake just made this new video where he marries like 23 women. I know it's a joke, right? But the reality is that if you're a guy, you making good money and you single, you somewhat decent, you can have certain setups like that.
Yeah.
You live in you live in a big city and you know what I'm talking about because you see this every day where you live. I'm not gonna tell you where, but you know what I'm talking about because them niggas out there is crazy. So you know what I'm talking about. Booties is crazy out there. So this is what we have to set these people's expectations up, just like we would tell a dude. You're broke, you're fat, you're musty, you only make $20,000 a year. Do not ever in your life expect you're gonna get somebody that got all their teeth and look good. It's not happening, right? But we don't tell women that. Dudes, we understand that. Like, that's my breath saying, like, I'm smelling like ass. What? Okay, cool. Let me go get myself together. I'll see y'all about 3 or 4 years. X videos, OnlyFans, left hand stroke. We're good. Women know you ain't got to do nothing. Just keep as you are. And if you take care of your kids good, that gets you a man. No, that's just no. That's just no. Not the kind of man you want. The answer is hell no. No dude is going to take you to Maldives, boo, Luxembourg, Dubai, put you in a nice house. If he had the opportunities to deal with somebody else who is younger, more attractive, and younger than you, 99% of the time, men are not going to do that because men have worked hard on their life to get to where they are now. And like, okay, now that I got here, I can get this. Yeah, all these years of studying and then and saving money and no, hell no. Take that, take it over there. Not now, but right now. And that's how most dudes are thinking like this. And I think that they need to hear from people, from men. Like a lot of my friends are millionaires. You know, they do very well.
Yeah.
Been all over the world, just like me. I'm not a millionaire yet, but if y'all watch this video, I might be able to get it with y'all super chats. But women need to hear this.
So wait,
they need to hear it.
Have you dated a woman with kids?
When I was broke? What?
So you wouldn't do it now?
Hell no. Unless it's Courtney Michelle. Hey, baby. That's the only way for me.
Okay, so you're basing that on looks, right? That's the exception. If she looks good, then you're gonna make an exception.
Listen. Y'all better leave my baby alone, okay? Nah, you know, Courtney, I'm gonna marry her on accident and we're gonna get divorced. But no, let me say this. You know, usually, hell no. I'm just gonna be real. Because why? You don't have to. You don't have to.
Well, yeah, and you don't have any kids, right? So I think that's
no. I know about, knock on wood. It was that one time in Oregon, 2020, 2001, 2002. There might be a half black version. No, I ain't got no kids. But what I'm saying is this: guys who have the ability to do things for themselves, professional school guys, entrepreneur guys who are highly skilled. The world is not the small world that we grew up in, Brandy. It's not. It's changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
When we grew up in the black community in the time we grew up in, we dated who we knew, and that was it. The world is open. You don't even have to be in the States and work remote somewhere now. You can be somewhere else.
Right.
So people have, the world is more open and people have more opportunities than we did when we was coming up.
More access, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know you're a younger woman than I am, but I remember when I was a kid, having a phone in your room, you thought you're somebody. These kids is going out here with iPhone 13 Pro Max at 11 years old, go to elementary school. So the access that men can get now with women and, just different connections across the world and, the ability to fly and things like that, the world is more connected. So women are not just competing against, and men too, women are not just competing against women in your own city. You're competing against women around the world.
Yeah.
For a particular guy. For the kind of guy you want. You compete against women in Atlanta, in DC, in Lagos, Nigeria, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That same guy, that one guy has all those opportunities. And it's not like it was back in the day when you lived in, let's say, DC, you went to Howard, and then maybe you might have some chicks in Baltimore or DC. That was it. Now you're talking about the whole world is available to you. Black London. So women got to understand that for the kind of guy you want, you're competing against the whole world for this dude, not just in your local neighborhoods. Because that's why these women have a problem on Tinder. And they meeting dusty dudes out there, Dusty Daryl, living with his mama and stuff. And first thing he do when he matches, send her a picture. So that's why she put it on her profile. Please, I'm not into no one night stands, because those are the dudes she's dealing with.
Right.
Yeah. Because women, I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to black women and black men, they don't think that black men have no options but them. That's what I'm getting at. Like, what do you bring to a man, to table to men? Well, I got my own kids. I take my car. I'm take care of my business. I mean, those are nice things individually, but it's nothing that they think they need to do to offer this guy to make his life big. Because they don't know, no women talk to black men to understand what they're looking for, what they need. We understand a little bit more what women need, and women don't understand what the hell that we need. And that's why we have this conversation, because it needs to be known. Because these guys, people are getting married less than that. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And so if women don't, and you have also and you live in the black city, like I said, the emerging class, look at these black women coming over from these other places, the Ethiopian Americans, the Nigerian Americans, the South Africans, the West Africans. So these women are looking just like black women in America, in the Caribbeans and Haitians, and they're coming in with a little bit more of a different culture sometimes, and sisters competing against them, and they booty just as big, They may be, I'm just saying, it's real out here in the field. It's not like it used to be.
It is. But
I mean, not for you, because you look good, so I'm just saying.
I also think there's somebody for everybody, though, O'Shea. There's 7 billion people in this world. Okay, there's somebody for everyone, and I think, I don't know. I think people should focus on, people who are all about them. And I think to your point earlier, when you were like, I'm single, I'm getting money, and I don't have any children. That's a fair point, because I think someone who doesn't have any kids, shouldn't date someone who has kids, because it just can be a challenge. But I think if you get two people who they have kids, then that makes the situation a little bit easier, because both people understand what having kids is like. You know what I mean? And they understand the expectation of having kids. So, but I mean, you can't. At the end of the day, too, you can't help who you fall for.
What we're gonna say is this, and this is important for men and women both in the black world. What you can get is what you are. What you can't get is what you're not. All right. Women have to improve themselves wherever they are at to be in the competitive part of the dating class, just like black men have to. Okay, a black woman that looks good and is attractive and went to school, she don't want no broke dude. She don't want nobody smell like ass. Okay, she gonna want you to have something going on with your life. That means as a man, you got to go out there.
O'Shea, if I had a kid or kids, right? Mm-hmm. What advice would you give me for looking for a man?
I'll just tell you to give me your number, because I'm a sense. But no, but seriously, what I would say,
what would you say,
is number one, if you have kids and you are looking like you look right now, that helps.
Okay.
For sure. Okay. But also what helps is, what is your proximity to because first we got to know what kind of guys you want. If you tell me you want a guy that makes $20,000 a year, and I'm going to ask you how much money you make, and you say 50, well, you're not even in the proximity. Like, do you even know anybody that makes money? No. Okay. So there you go. Because at least if you have something intellectual to offer a man, which is what you kind of saw in Sierra and Russell Wilson, there was some commonality there in the entertainment lifestyle that they could at least, kind of, it was something that could be conflated or combined because they were in the same industries. Mm-hmm. So he has some level of respect.
But I thought men only cared about looks and peace. They don't
Well,
care
I
about.
mean, well, no. I think like the obviously social economics matters to certain guys.
Yeah,
I think
but
as far and I'm talking about that particular case. Obviously, there's a guy who is, let's say, if you're a very rich guy, you could marry a woman that worked at Target or Walmart. So what a woman makes may not be um, the case, but in most situations, we do see like if a man is went to Harvard, his wife is not working at McDonald's usually.
right.
The socioeconomic factors do play. She may not be as high as where he is, but obviously, if you're a medical doctor, you don't want to be dating somebody that has a fourth grade education because your kid's gonna be stupid, right? It's true. You want some woman that makes you look good in public and is a representation of you and your brand in your marriage.
Mhm.
So men might not tend to deal with a woman that is um makes as much money or has the same kind of drive, but
Yeah,
the social economic factors will play into the role. That is for certain.
yeah,
So in the case of Russell Wilson and Sierra, well, Russell Wilson, being the kind of person that he is, probably didn't feel comfortable dating some just normal chick who would take him for his money. So her being who she was, and then also looking good and having some success, that did help.
right.
It helped because they were in a similar industry, so he was able to let his guard down a little bit.
Oh, Jay,
But for the norm, go ahead.
why do people hate on Russell Wilson? He's taking care of his family. He loves his wife.
Okay, let me. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's a good point. No, it's a good question. It's a good question. We're gonna build this up. It's time to give me some African drum music. Yeah, we're gonna build this up like we in the hoteps and the black, like, the pro black sex space. Okay, it's not. Here's a lot of times where women have a hard time getting away from the fact that your baby daddy was a bum. It's like Future. You had a baby by a dude who don't give a fuck about you. Okay, and like it's hard to overcome. That's another thing too. It's a hard sell. You had a whole baby by a guy, and it could have been a mistake by that guy. Not calling the baby a mistake, but the baby daddy a mistake. Now what you're doing is okay, and I've even seen women do this. And I mean, I don't have, I was raised in the church, so you have these born again virgins. Like, okay, I had this baby by a guy who can read and write, but now I don't want to have sex until marriage. Okay, so what a man is going to look at is going to look at those proclivities, which are those patterns,
Hmm.
and that pattern is that you like Pookies and Ray Rays. Okay, so and most dudes, you'd be dumb to believe that you're so special that you can change a woman's proclivity. She might be willing to date somebody that's a little bit different than what she typically does, but that don't mean she doesn't have attraction for that. So the situation is that a lot of women that complain about the baby daddy's not being there, or that wouldn't marry them, and then you are as a guy you got to come in and invest more than a dude that she had a baby for that didn't invest in that. That's a bad look for most women. For a man that really looks at it like that, like, well, you have a baby by this guy, it can make some guys not even respect you. And so what happened is that Sierra had a baby by Future. By most guys, that's a bad look. Like, it's talking about Future, so she had a whole baby for him, and then you taking care of his kid and giving her more when hey, she had it. Listen to what she's willing to do. She was willing to have a baby by a guy who would not marry her. That's a bad sign. And if
Well,
you can look,
she thought.
so what?
Sorry.
Again, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, when she met Future, she probably thought that she could change him, right? And I think they were engaged, actually. He was gonna marry her.
There were.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, it was one of those situations where she thought she could change him, and she couldn't. She made a mistake. So I don't think it's fair to say she likes dating Pookies and Ray Rays, and now she wants to date the good guy after that, because we all kind of do that, right? Even guys, they want to date the Instagram model, and they want to date the woman with the big boobs and the big butt. But and I'm not saying all women like that are bad news, but I mean, a man might go for that first, and,
Mm-hmm.
and personality and how she treats you might be secondary because she looks a certain way. So we all kind of go shade.
No. I get it, but then having a whole baby, and I'm like I said, for a man who's progressive, and don't get me wrong, Sierra is still very attractive and rich, so that can help overcome. Like if you're a woman, like John F. Kennedy's mother, when John F. Kennedy got killed, she married like a rich billionaire right after that. And again, status helps. It's like okay, some people can forgive if you're Sierra. Yeah, I can be. But if you're LaQuisha from Baltimore and you over here and you barely can fill your gas tank up right now, you're not Sierra. Okay? But you want a Russell Wilson, but you're not Sierra. That's the problem. So a lot of these women that have babies by men that wouldn't commit to them, and now you're asking another guy to commit to the it's a very risky investment for a man to put his money. Because typically what happens is this. No guy wants to be the man, and it's happened to every guy. You put in a lot of investment into a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and just look at the next dude that she deal with. For most guys, they know I'm telling the truth. 99% of the dudes that she really had a full-time girlfriend, wife. Who is the next guy that she deals with? And you could even make mistakes in a relationship, and it might even be your fault why y'all broke up. What does she do? How you can really see and count how many ladies do an upgrade financially from a guy. Most men are not willing to take care of most American women. Now, they will. I'm talking about full time. They might take your ass to Vegas. They might take you to Johnny Rockets every now and then. They might pay some phone bills. But I'm talking about, but what's your rent this month? It's $4,000. Don't worry, I got that for you, baby. You over there grinning right now. Pay your car notes. We're gonna get all the weaves and sandals done. I'm gonna put you in this nice house over here in Duluth. Our kids gonna go to private school and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Most men trying to do at least doing something, stepping up to provide every month. You on your period, I'm gonna feed you grapes and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Most men have seen this, and you guys know I'm telling the truth. That the when you leave your girlfriend, you break up, the next dude is gonna get the same, if not better, sex than what you was getting, and doing 20% of what you're doing. That's what most guys see, and it happens all of the time. Most women don't have the Sierra Wilson experience from Future and Upgrade like that. They go backwards, and especially the older they get. Look at what you're seeing right now. Carmelo Anthony. It was his fault. Him and Lala Anthony broke it up. Who she's dealing with now? The dude from BMF, Da Vinci. He ain't got no money in comparison to Carmelo Anthony, but she can't get nobody. You see? So most women are regressing the next guy they going. They paying for it. It's the truth.
She might just be having fun though.
Oh yeah. Well, now we want to call it having fun, or are we gonna call it for what it is? He's broke. Let's call it for what it is.
Who is she dating? I don't even know who she's dating.
Exactly, because he's broke. That's the whole point. I'm glad you said that. Who's he dating? Because he's broke. He's broke. So what I'm saying is that it's not a lot of dudes that's hollering at women and approaching women, but how many dudes are saying, I'm gonna marry this woman. I'm about to take her to, like I said, I'm gonna get the proof from moms. I'm taking her over to Mount Olive Baptist Church. I'm getting in the white wedding ring. We're gonna put her over here in like I said, in Granite Bay, California. We're gonna put you in a nice house. We're gonna be in the black elite clubs and yachts and dinner parties. We're gonna do this. This is my wife, and I'm gonna fight you over her. If you look at her crazy, I'm gonna kill you. Like you hear all the time. If you won't do it, somebody else will. What we're finding out is not a lot of dudes taking care of women at all. All the way from Africa to Black America, all over the Black world. They're not dudes signing up, taking care of women. And there is a reason for that. And the reason is not because you don't have dudes that are able to do it or try to do it. Because a woman, if she is nice and beautiful, it will motivate the right man to want to take care of you.
Right.
Women are the most motivating factor in a man gets it together to build or do something. That power is amazing. Women have almost pushed that way away instead of harnessing it. Because most guys are seeing, what am I getting for all this? And a lot of guys are not getting what they want because women are not activating that. Women are, looking at these dudes like, okay, yeah, I deserve this and whatever. And you're not seeing women being taken care of by men, and guys are making more money. I mean, obviously, inflation is not like what it was like in the 50s where it was less money, but you can get more with it. Men are not motivated to take care of women like they are before. And it's not just men's fault as to why that is. You go look at your city. How many guys are just, looking to take care of women in Atlanta, LA? You're not seeing it.
Yeah.
Most women are going to be proverbial side chicks, and most dudes that have had long-term girlfriends, and if you look at them now, nobody's taking care of them. Nobody.
I know. I have some male friends who take care of women now.
What I'm talking about is, I know it's anecdotal. Let's look at the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? It's not a lot of dudes saying, we're gonna buy this house overpriced. I'm putting you in the neighborhoods. You got dudes who can do that. What are most dudes that can do that are saying now? Well, some dudes are married, but some dudes understand. I don't even need to marry you to get all that. Why should I marry you? I could just get all that, and I could just somebody will be here tomorrow, which is true.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree that some women have lost that feminine power because there is power and femininity for sure. Do you think that's the reason why men aren't doing it? Is because there's not enough women who are exuding that feminine power?
Yes, absolutely. I think that what's going on is you have some women who are doing it because like I said, it's not even all about looks. Because if you look at some of these ladies out here that are married to, successful black men doing very well, these women are not beauty queens. If you really look at it,
it's true. Sometimes, yeah, that is the case. Sometimes
these women are, what Kevin Samuels would consider average at best. But I think that what's happening is that what do women? I was listening to this brother on this web show called Focus on Liberia. It's one of my streams I like to listen to. It's because I'm in the Pan African community, so I like to listen to Channels Network in Nigeria and Channels News in Nigeria, and then Focus on Liberia. And he's talking about the rebuilding of Liberia as a failed state, and he said something very important. He said, as Liberians, what do you expect the country to be as a result of your participation? So let's just transpose this to what women in relationships. I'm going to ask them, what do you expect from a relationship with a man as a result of your participation? We're not talking about what you are entitled or how you feel or what you think the Lord Jesus Christ should come and deliver to you on UPS. What do you expect from a relationship or a marriage?
The most important things, right?
As a result of your participation. And you know what I found out in Brandy in Black America? Black women as a whole expect a lot with very little participation. Okay? This is what we know. So so black men and let me say this, we have some brothers with the same bullshit too. We definitely got it on both sides. But what I've seen is that because nobody wants to be in a relationship where they feel like, with a man, I'm participating more than she is. Maybe she don't have to give me money, but participating as far as what I might need from her, she has to also participate for this to work. And what you're seeing is women have these rules. You need to do this and this and this, but there is no participation from the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So what incentive? See, men have to be incentivized outside of booty. and some good top. I'm not being disrespectful, but we grown. We're adults. Okay?
Right.
We're grown. I think so. So that's gonna get old after about the first year, 2 years. Okay, 35 seconds later. Okay, because you know me, Anyways, after that, what do I get from you daily as a result of your participation, baby? Because if you're going to participate with me, okay, you're going to try to make my life easier. I'm trying to work hard. You're going to be, there to be somebody I can confide in. I'm going to get some wisdom from you as a woman because you're going to tell me because women have wisdom. That's why it's a female word, right? So I'm going to get some things from you because you're participating with me. You're going to help me advise me on certain things. This is not just me all the time, go do this, girl. That's not how relationships really work, right? Women play a role in the development of the relationship. And I think this is what black men are looking for. We're looking for women to actively participate, not women to just do this. What can you do for me? I ain't got I am the table. And that's the kind of attitude. Well, I've done this in school. I got these kids. I take care of my kids. It makes me a good woman. I don't need to participate because I am the participation. And that's not feasible. Women have to what do women have to also participate in what they want to see in a good relationship. And most women ain't trying to hear that. That's the problem we have. What'd you say?
You don't think it's changing a little bit though?
Hell no. And that ain't changing. These numbers are getting worse. That's why we try to do a goddamn matchmaker show because of this right here. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that men understand that, okay, what do men need to do? Men need to work together more. Sure. We have a lot of opportunities to serve the communities we're from, to help our brothers get money, to help support our women in the community, to help ease their lives. So that's something that the men have to do. But also, women have to participate and put effort into the relationship.
I agree.
It's not like I don't feel like it today. It's no. This is an everyday thing. I don't feel like it a lot of times too. I didn't feel like doing a show today. I'm tired. But you know what? This is what we'll be signed up for, right? We have to participate every day to make our relationships better and our communities better. And women they have that role. I don't care if you have 18 kids or whatever. That is your man. You better participate or just be on the sideline. That's it.
I agree that the woman should, it's important to make your man feel wanted, right? It's important.
Hello.
It's important to make your man feel like he matters. I don't have a problem with that personally, but I mean, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of women out here who feel like, they are the table, but I don't agree with that. I think that both people should work together to make each other happy. It's not all about one person's happiness. So.
And that's the situation. And it's a shame that we got to talk about, like, hey, you know what? Like, the black man in a relationship got to be happy too. Like, not just your ass. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I'm not saying all women are thinking, because you have women out there who are loving and giving, and sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely. What'd you say?
A lot of my friends are like that. Very loving, caring.
You need to give me all their numbers. What? As always, your friends. They say that your friends. You must have some dynamite friends. So you're lucky because you're a dynamite person. That's why. So
thank you, Shane.
Sometimes I'm just saying. But I think this is what this is a wake up call. These ladies in Black America, whether you have kids or not, if you have kids, you have to, and I'm just gonna say this flat out, because y'all don't want the dudes that are working at Subway. Y'all don't want no dudes with no potential, unless he is really good looking, something like that, right? You want the dude that's coming already with the resources. Guess what? You have to compete. Nobody's not going to do it because it's you. This is not Make-A-Wish Foundation, and let's just deliver this to the door, and is he going to be there? That's not feasible. If you want this dude, so do the white women want him, the Colombian women, and they're going to be, and you know what? Those women are going, and I'm a Pan-African, right? Like pro-Black, like hardcore, hard body. People don't know that about me. But I'm real hard about it. Me and my friends talk about this every single day, Brent. Every day. And we see it. We see like what can we do to keep, our people together and stuff. But we see it and we like our women just can't compete against the sheer volume of the ferociousness of these other groups coming after black men. There is no competition. Like for these ladies, unless you really love black women, which some brothers really do. Like I'm one of them, right? You just want to stay in the community because you love our people.
Yeah.
But you got some brothers in the middle. Like, okay, I love y'all, but hey, well, we're gonna just see though what's going on over here.
Right.
And our women just can't compete. Our women just can't compete with these women who are making themselves available, making themselves a little bit more open. Like some women will come up and talk to you. Like, hey, yo, how you doing? They know you somebody, and they're able to grab on these dudes even before they make money. Some sisters may wait till you make a lot of money before they fuck with you. Some of these ladies is gonna catch you in your second year law school, first year law school. They'll catch you in your graduating senior year or your freshman year, and they're already clamping on you like that. So by the time you come somebody, they already got time invested, and they've already shown you. I'm gonna get up at 6 in the morning and iron your shirt. I'm gonna have your stuff organized. I'm gonna have your stuff. Black women for the most part, I'm not gonna organize your stocking. Who are you talking to? We already know. So a lot of our women are you even getting beat to the punch. So, and I'm letting you know as a person in the pro-black community, and I understand what Umar be saying, but these ladies are just out that our 90% of our women cannot day to day compete with non-black women with how these women are how these women are making it more easier to do business with black men, and as far as long-term relationships are made, they just don't even know. They have no clue, because just because a guy you think is corny, you wouldn't date him. Somebody would date him right now, and maybe 10 years from now he ain't that corny no more. But it's too late. It's too late. Even in Atlanta, go to Georgia Tech. You think that they ain't got white girls and Asian girls? Yes. Them dudes got opportunities there. Atlanta getting more and more diverse every day. The whole country is. Dallas, Houston, these are black cities. Philadelphia. Okay? So this is the problem. Black women are having a hard time competing for the guys they want with, because it's not the 70s anymore where if you didn't bring a black woman home, you was gonna be in trouble. Now, like I said, to be either LGBT is common. Interracial dating, more common, especially on the West Coast. Ain't nobody gonna say that no more.
Yeah.
Most dudes don't care about being kicked out the black community. No goddamn way. They're like, I don't care. They don't do nothing for me anyway. I'll go ahead and get this girl from Mexico, Colombia, whatever. Fuck them. And that's a problem. It's a problem because a lot of sisters are not looking to communicate to participate in what they need to do, regardless if they have kids or not. And it's sad. They have to know this going forward.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, Boo?
I think, yeah. I mean, kind of going back to, non-black women, the whole non-black women thing, are more willing to do they're more willing to be participants, right?
On average. Not all, but on average.
Yeah, I think. Not all. But I also think the standards are a little bit different. Like if you have if a black man dates a non-black woman, and that non-black woman does not live up to that expectation, she's still gonna kind of get a pass because she's non-black. So I think there's that too. So I think that's a little bit unfair, but
I mean, we do have that situation. Some brothers is going, she's the white girl, so she must be better. That's definitely gonna happen.
Right.
I'm not gonna discount that.
Some entitled white girls are out here.
Oh yeah, that we know that happens. So it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, if you go any community, familiarity breeds content. And I think for our people who we growing up around each other, we have somewhat of a negative, stereotype towards us or stuff like that. And maybe we feel like we don't need to treat each other nice. That's black men and black women together. Yeah. But when these guys get around corporate America, predominantly white institutions, and they can experience something a little bit different. That's where dangers come in. And in general, what I'm seeing is that, and this is just anecdotal, but relationships have problems. But I am starting to see, like for example, if this guy has a basketball game or, even a flag football game, you're more likely to see the white girl in the stands wearing his jersey, holding his jersey, even though he sucks, trying to be more supportive of the mate, or just be like, look, I'm not, look, you go out there with your friends, do that. Now I'm not gonna be there, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think those little small things are making a difference. I think once a man can get that, like for example, I had a situation where, and this is many brothers that date women in Latin America or Africa. Women will let you wash dishes, and like she's like, no, I'll wash the dishes. This is my job, like not yours. You taking care of me? I'm washing the dishes. And I tried to wash the dishes, and it was like, no. These are my. This is what my job is to do. And you're like, you see women that before you have sex, like those Latin girls, they go into bed, they have like the perfume on, and they're getting really ready for that, and it's all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, oh shoot, cooking every day and happy about it, and massages and running your bath water. If a guy gets something like that, regardless of what she look like, she could even look like fucking Winnie the Pooh. If a dude, you talk about that kind of every day, it's hard. A lot of these women have come up in our community. The mom, dad wasn't there, so how to treat a guy that's really nice. We don't really know how to do that. So that's the thing about that. Like we have to go through a whole retraining. How, as men, how to treat our women too. That's very important.
Right.
Like I said, for me, the whole period and migraines thing, that made me a whole nother type of guy. Like when I went through the period migraines, oh my god, But it's a lot of working. What'd you say?
That traumatized you.
It's a lot of work in taking care of a woman. It's not easy work. I think that most men understand that taking care of a woman is a hard. If it's the right woman, it's an easier job, but it's a hard job. It's a hard job. Women need a lot of support. It's very, it's not only expensive in money, but in time. Having a woman is not cheap, and it takes effort to take care of the needs of a woman. Are demanding. It's a demanding job.
Yeah, let me say this, and I've said this before, and some people are like, they disagree, but I think when a man is taking care of a woman, that's when she's going to be submissive. Do you think there's something wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because it's kind of like both parties have to prove their roles, right? Like, I'm not going to be submissive to somebody who cheats on me and who don't know where they're going. Like, why would I want to be submissive to a person like that? Because it's kind of like men are expecting certain expectations from women to cook and clean and run these bathwaters, which I don't have a problem with. I think all of that should be done for your man, but you have to give me incentive to do these things. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do those things for a man who cheats on me, who's not consistent, who's not loyal. You know what I'm saying?
No. I absolutely 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think that if it's the right woman, yes, I think that a lot of brothers could be dealing with a woman that you have fun with and you really like, but she's not the right woman, so you can do those things and you're still not gonna get nowhere. That happens also.
Yeah.
But I think the right woman, if she's mature and you're doing nice things for her, she can appreciate, likes you. Yes.
Yeah.
Men got to give. We're humans are incentive based, or what we call this merit based society. So America is what it is today, right? It's a merit based system. We have to incentivize. We deal with people's permanent interests. So yes, we have to do things to keep proving why because we're still competing for the woman in the relationship, even if she's with us. or vice versa. I don't disagree with that. But what I do feel is that, do women understand that they still got to compete for the guy too? That's just,
I don't like the word compete though.
everything is competition.
I know, but it just makes it seem like it's I don't like using the word competing. I don't know. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. But I think we're all, we forget that everyone is just human. We're all human beings. And I think if we start looking at people like looking at each other on an individual basis, I think that's better. But I just don't like to use the word compete. I don't know.
Well, listen. If a brother want to get somebody like you, he got to compete.
He ain't lying.
Okay, that's the. You might not want to look at look at the word, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We live in a country that is first world. It is capitalist, and it's about the free market. Everything is the free market. Dating, just YouTube. Like when I put up videos every day, there's a lot of YouTubers on YouTube, more than 30 million.
That's true.
Stop the show, but they're not that good as me because I'm the shit. But anyways, Brandy, we gonna listen. Tell what do we got planned for the community tab? Right, we supposed to do something with the community. We're gonna try to do like this couples thing, right? Now that we've got you straight, y'all in entitled ways. What are we gonna do for them?
We are going to do a matchmaking show, right, where two people come together and they go on a virtual date, and they're going to submit to us, their interests and things like that. We pair you with, the right person, and you go on a virtual date, and we judge based from there.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to put up a flyer and maybe an email. We're gonna let Brandy make up a dusty email so she can send all the stuff. So email so you can see what the participants are. We'll try to figure it out, right? So I'll put up a flyer on the community tab. Maybe we may have it up today on this post. Go check the community tab right now on my channel and see if it's there. But Brandy, anything else you want to say?
No, I don't have anything else to say except, there's somebody out there for everyone. And, I think that if people focus on the most important things of a person and not look at all of these unrealistic expectations, I think we can get somewhere. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. And I'm looking forward to your submissions.
All right. We want to see how dusty y'all can be. So anyways, thank you so much, Brandy, for your time. It was an hour and 18-minute show. That's the longest one we ever done before. So we have hopefully y'all give us all your money. We need it. So shout out to Brandy. If they ever coming by, we'll leave her link at the big first company at the top. And as you know, the before remains also high. We're out.